JK Games, the gaming podcast where we bring you the gaming news we care about.
And maybe some that we don't.
And whether you play on easy mode,
or you like a good challenge.
This is a show where we'll try to level up your gaming knowledge. I really need an air horn. There you go. Ooh, so much excitement. Let's go. Oh, what's that?
I don't know.
I thought it was like, is that a bird? Is that a bird call?
Oh, yeah. I actually, fun fact, I won a bird calling competition in high school.
No, no,
that was a lie.
Damn it. I had a lot of questions.
I wanted it to be true.
I was gonna ask to hear what a blue booby is. That's a bird. A blue booby sounds like. So. Blue-footed booby.
You're actually the one who's good at impressions with animals, Jerica. I don't know if you busted it out in a while for the chat.
It's been a long time. Depends on the critter.
You're good at what was it you did one time? A bear? Can't you do a good bear?
I don't know if the bear seems to be like, it's okay. It's just, it could be any big creature.
Horse?
So like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. And it's like, I could do snorty animals. Like, I like to do a lot of nasally sounds. That's a bear, I think. Like, it's in the cave somewhere. It's deep in the cave. I don't know how loud that was. I don't know what a giraffe sounds like. No, not like that. I wish I could make a zebra sound, though. Zebras sound cool. I don't know if you've ever heard of zebra.
Yeah,
it's only because of the Lion King. It's how I know how they sound.
Fun fact, I have been on a animal safari and I don't live anywhere in those areas where there would be one. We live in the South. But there was I did go to a drive-through safari a couple times.
You feed the animals some seed or some corn.
Yeah, you gotta. And now I hope that they're taken care of. They looked like they were, but you never really know. But there was a zebra there, and it was honestly kind of a bitch. He was kind of a bitch.
Zebras can be mean. Like I've tried to get like, you go to the zoo, you see the zebras and stuff, and you just like, I don't know why, because we're just used to having pets and we're dumb and we think any animal will respond to, come here, come here, come here. I don't know what that was, and they don't do it,
Yeah.
One thing that I was really blown away, the last zoo situation I was a part of was when we went to, where were we? Somewhere in California. Why am I blanking? The desert area.
San Diego?
No, but I've been to that zoo, but it wasn't that. There's a zoo somewhere. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyways, we were in the desert and there's a zoo nearby and we went and they had a lot of giraffes. They didn't make any sounds, but I got to touch it. I got to feed it a leaf and that was the most magical thing. I felt like Ellie, like for real.
Wow.
I was like, ooh, look, I'm in The Last of Us. I'm feeding a giraffe.
That's incredible.
I just wonder how many people have, mentioned The Last of Us to the zookeepers.
I would venture to say none, but
man, I should have brought it up to them.
But you know what? We are going to be mentioning The Last of Us a lot today because we do have some news. Trust me, that's not going to be our whole topic, but we do have some dedicated things that we need to say. But if this is your first time ever joining us, welcome. My name is Kayla. I'm one of your hosts.
And I'm Jerica, that other host that starts every episode off on a ramble. So today you learned about zoo animals and how a bear sounds when it's deep in the cave.
You're blessed to get to know this information now. You know who else is blessed? Cognitive Clips in the chat for being subbed for 19 months. That's crazy. God. Crazy talk. And you know what else is crazy, Jerica? You know what else is wild? We have another podcast now.
What?
A brand new podcast. You heard it here first. This is our first episode since we started this.
Yeah. I should have I didn't prepare. I forgot. I should have made a cool little logo, or I should have just sang a song, had some confetti. I should have done another introductory video.
You know, that's okay because you can really go anywhere and see all of this because it's pretty much everywhere. So you can go to Drop In, Drop Out. Is it just dropindropout.com? It's either
dropindropoutpod.com. It's really fun to say. You can say that comes off the lips real well.
Yeah. And
dropindropoutpod.com.
Oh, perfect. Somebody did a shout out in the chat. Thank you, whoever did that, because you should definitely go give it a follow because we've come together with a lot of our podcast friends that we've made mostly through the Kind of Funny community, honestly, which I can't wait for Jerica to tell that story because that's a whole awesome thing that I can't wait for her to share. But we came together. We've got 7 of us. We have, hold on, I don't want to miss anyone, so I'm going to pull it up right now.
Oh my God, you're about to list everyone's names. Good luck.
Not every single person.
You should. I think you should.
We have come together to form Drop In, Drop Out podcast with none other than Spotlight Games here on Twitch and all platforms, which consist of Cayman, who's been in the chat, and P. Swishy, who's also been in the chat. We've all been friends for so long, and they've all been so supportive of JK Games that we knew we've been working on this in secret for a long time, Jerica and I, in addition to working on this with you guys. And Jerica's done a ton on both podcasts, so definitely shout out to her for her artistic direction. But that's also dirty. Cognitive Clips is also with us. You've definitely seen him on the show 2 weeks ago. He was actually co-hosting in my place. You should definitely follow him. We also have GWT Maury on DIDO with us. You might also hear us refer to Drop In, Drop Out as DIDO. You got to be very careful with the acronym.
That other word.
And then none other than Jake Twitchin, who's also present in the chat. All great folks that we are so excited to keep working with. Essentially, what this is going to be, Drop In, Drop Out podcast. I'll give you the blurb. It's a conversational podcast with 7 rotating gamers and the occasional guest we may have. Drop in for hot takes, wild speculation, of course, gaming nostalgia. No controller required. So again, we want to bring the energy that we bring here on JK Games. And what we're going to be doing, JK Games is going nowhere. And in addition to our other podcasts that, in case you forgot, we're going to be talking about later. We have 3 technically now. We'll be here on Monday night still. You'll be getting Drop In, Drop Out on Thursday nights. Time TBD. It's going to be in the evening time. Some of our friends on the show are in a different time zone than us, so we will be probably accommodating to that. We'll see exactly what time, but you can go follow all of our socials to get updates on like what we're going to be doing. Episode 0 and episode 1 are up right now. You can go find them on our YouTube, on podcast platforms. All those things are available for your viewing pleasure. Jerica, can you give them a synopsis of the whirlwind that was you announcing this new endeavor for us all?
Every time, I don't know. It's not that I'm getting thrown into things, and it's not like, I think
you are.
It's, so here's the deal. Like, I'm going to go ahead and say, like, I know I'm at the bottom of the list when Greg needs someone to fill in somewhere. And I feel in on just Kind of Funny Games Daily. Listen, I know there's some opportunities here with this body and this voice and this brain and a lot of other things. So not trying to, everybody, oh, how do you get to do all that? Listen, Greg just knows I'm a decent human. I'm sort of good at this.
You are a great human.
And we've talked a lot. So when someone's sick, and what's silly, he asked me to fill in, of course. And he was like, hey, someone's sick. Do you mind helping to host Kind of Funny Games Daily? And I was like, I always say yes. And what sort of sucked, though, I was also sick.
Yeah.
I was like, sure, I'll do it. Didn't mention that I was also sick. But yeah, and at the same time, I was like, well, this sort of makes sense for maybe I should bring this up to him, but I don't like asking him for things. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just, if you know me, it's just who I am. I just like to, you ask me when you need help and I will say yes and do what I can.
But also we had planned for this to be our original launch plan for Drop In, Drop Out was like 2 weeks from the date that Jerica had planned to launch this. So I think that's important.
We had a lot of things still to do.
Yeah.
FYI. And I still don't even know what episodes we recorded on. I kept having to ask Patrick, like, what day are we doing this? What day are we doing that? I don't know. I hope it's on this day. And so we had a lot to do. And yeah, so I said yes to Greg to do that, and thinking on it, I was like, came together with some of the group here, and I was like, should I bring this up to him? Like, see what happens. And the way I ask Greg for things is basically like, hey, I get it. I know you could say no. And I always say, never, it will never hurt my feelings. I promise. Because I get it. I get it. And basically suggested, hey, we're about to announce a new show. We've come together with some kind of funny best friends. Been working on it since August and would love to introduce the world to it if that's okay. And I think he texted me back. Well, he texted me back like, hell yeah, let's do it. Something. And it's like, yes, you polite weirdo.
That's the best description I've ever heard.
Perfect. Like, I actually want that on my urn. Or actually, I forget, not the urn, the PS5 Pro, because that's what my ashes will be going into. Thanks to Dallas. One of the best. I mean, Greg Miller's pretty cool, but Dallas provided me with a PS5 Pro anniversary edition. He sold it to me at retail cost. The show is brought to us by Dallas forever and always. So, of course, just wanted to add that plug in there. Anyways, yeah. Polite weirdo needs to be engraved on this PlayStation and know that I'm in there when I die. Yeah. So I'll add that to the list for Audrey. She doesn't understand why I keep talking about my death. And there's also a slideshow I'm going to play at my funeral that's going to have all my dank memes. Also, that one scene from Arcane's going to play, and people are going to be like, why is this being played now? It's just what Jerica loved. And she's in this PlayStation. I digress. Anyways, we did the show, did Kind of Funny Games Daily. I was able to present to the world, drop in, drop out, and I was nervous as shit. I'm always nervous as shit. I'm basically shitting when I'm on helping. And whenever I get asked a tough question, I sort of blank and I don't know what I'm saying. So I could literally be yelling out my social security number and I wouldn't remember. That's the problem. So let me know, chat. Have I ever just started spewing information like that on Kind of Funny? I hope not. Hopefully someone would tell me. But that could happen. Information. And now we're here. And, we made that decision, by the way. We thought we were launching next week. And since we were launching the next day, because it was less than 24 hours, we had to be prepared. We want to really shout out Jake Twitchin, Patrick, whoever had Cog, whoever had their hands on getting that everything made in time, the introductory video, recordings, audio, absolutely websites, incredible. Socials, everything was ready to go. Like, there was a few bumps, but I couldn't imagine anyone else getting it as perfect as we did in the amount of time. So, also shout out to Jake for helping me set up OBS a little bit, tweak some things. The stream should be looking great. All thanks to Jake. That was super awesome. And yeah, I've went on too long. Let's get into the rest. I'll let you take over from here, Kayla, because I don't have the document yet.
No, you're good.
It went away. It's under something.
We have a lot of people to show a lot of love to. So we hope that if you are here and you're a loyal JK Games follower, we appreciate you if you have shown the love to drop in, drop out. We hope that you love it. We hope to bring as much of ourselves into that show as we can, but it will be something separate. So don't worry if you can only tune in for one. That is no problem at all. But also some love to the chat. Cognitive Clips with the gifted subs and High Score Weekly always coming in clutch. And we also have French Dip Design in the chat, who also did the DIDO logo as well as ours. So definitely give him a follow as well. He did such a great job on all of the art and really giving it its own distinct look. So if you see any of the art
big now, streamer too, big streamer drawing on the stream. I couldn't imagine drawing in front of eyes. Yeah, I could barely draw in front of my own eyes. Couldn't imagine dozens of eyes. So should definitely give the French Dip a follow.
Absolutely. Damon, not Damon, Dumpster Boy came in the chat, said Kayla and I are the personality hires. That's so true. Oh my God. I love it so much. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the love. Mr. Hawks in the chat. We love to see you. Katronica in the chat. It's been a while since she's joined us. Thanks for coming back and hopping in, even though you're sick. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the episode. If you're new to JK Games, definitely go follow us as well on all of our social platforms, just at JK Games Podcast. We break our episodes up into 3 different modes. We have our easy mode where we talk about what we've been playing, watching, all sorts of different things. Sometimes you'll hear animal noises and our impressions of animals. You never really know what you're going to get. It's a mixed bag here. And then we have our normal mode where we talk about the news of the week that we care about in reference to our intro. So today we're going to be talking about The Last of Us, which, with that being said, we do have a lot of new followers that we're so thankful for. You should check out ClickerBait, which is our other kind of like semi-annual, not really semi-annual, but our TV show podcast. We actually started this because Jerica and I bonded initially over our absolute love of the Last of Us franchise. We talk about the games in this separate show that we have, but we also talk about the show. We actually did a full breakdown of season 1, every single episode. So if you want to go back and check that out before season 2 comes out, we recap it. So if you don't remember what happens in season 1, you don't have time to maybe rewatch it, you can go listen to us break down every single episode. And we also like talk theories. Yes, Jerica?
I didn't mean to interrupt. I was like, okay. Also, if you're watching this clip, I got a clip from ClickerBait. It's like going down memory lane with me and Kayla. You know, we've leveled up a whole lot when it comes to producing a show. So,
yep, for sure. Thanks, Jerica. Jerica's the magic behind the scenes. So definitely, I may have the doc pulled up and know what to talk about, but Jerica knows how to produce the show. Okay. So don't ever forget it. But yeah, so definitely you could, all of our socials are the same for ClickerBait, which is shared on JK Games Podcast, but our actual podcast feed is different. If you wanted to go check those out, all you have to do is look up ClickerBait and see all of those episodes. We also do a lot of theorizing. And when we have just a couple things to share, like today, we won't do a whole separate episode on that feed for it. We'll just like throw them into this sort of environment. So we'll be talking about that. But our main topic, our expert mode for today, is going to be our Backlog of Doom. You may be familiar if you've been around for a little bit. We like to do an iteration of this every now and then. We'll discuss later what that is exactly and what that means. But essentially, it's games that have gone to die for us, that need to be resurrected.
Yeah.
Or maybe they don't. Who knows? But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into our easy mode, where Jerica is going to tell us about the games that she's been playing lately. Jerica.
Oh, man.
Are you ready?
I'm sort of ready. You know, I'm just sort of, how do I say this? You know how I've been like, oh, I've been on Destiny in like 500 years, you know?
Oh, no.
It's been months. Here's the deal. Did I play the other day for like 3 hours? Yes, I did. Here's the other part of it. The season and the next big not expansion, I forget what they're calling them, episodes, comes out tomorrow, actually.
Oh,
and
time to get in.
And this is probably the first season that I've never like completed the season pass, and that's a big deal to me. So I was really trying to grind and there's like ornaments, shaders, cosmetics, and
flair,
some guns that I won't be able to get because I'm just not gonna cross the finish line. I spent all my day working on stuff for this show and DIDO, so I didn't play any Destiny. Really wanted to. But I took one for the team, if you know what I mean. So I'm missing out. But I did hop in and play a little bit on Friday. And I will have to say, it's a way for me and my girlfriend just to connect. I know it sounds a little silly that we could go on a date, go to dinner, go see a movie, go hang out with friends. But like I've been neglecting Audrey so much since we've been doing this. Like it's almost worse now than when I had a full-time job. I thought it would be easier because we're just at home together, but no, we're both like working.
Yeah.
And it's been sort of tough. And I was like, I got to spend some time with Audrey. So me and Audrey played Destiny the other night, and
That's
was
sweet.
And it's been so long now. Like we hopped back in. I lost my jam. You know, got back on the horse real quickly.
Wow. We
and I was
love
like,
that.
And we, you should listen to our, I can't remember, was it the predictions episode? With drop in, drop out now? I talked a little bit about Destiny and like,
I think so.
Do I feel like it's going to land in, I think I know, Marathon, talking about Marathon and like the success with that with Bungie.
Yeah.
And I don't feel optimistic, but God, I hope everything works out. Cause like, I love the gay, like I love the gays. I don't know why.
The
games that I like both of those things.
Yeah.
In the games that Bungie makes, I love Destiny so much, like so much, and it feels so good. It's one of the best first-person shooters to exist. Like it's the best game to play, in my opinion. With that kind of, there's actually nothing else like it. I'll say it. I don't think there's anything else like it.
That's
I love
amazing.
it and I hate it, and there's nothing else like it. That should be a song. But I hopped back in. It was fun. I got the itch. I scratched it, and I'm excited to play more this week with the new episode because that's leading up to the big finale to whatever Frontiers is. Like the next, I think it's like a continuation where Destiny goes from here. And I hope it keeps going somewhere. I don't want it to go away. It would make me really sad. But there's also a new dungeon dropping on Friday that we're doing. I'm going to do that with Chad and Audrey. So,
fun.
Yeah. I was going to stream it, but it's really technical trying to stream from the PlayStation. So I'm probably not going to do that. But maybe next time we run it, or maybe if I figure it out, we can stream it. I don't know. But yeah,
I always enjoy watching your Destiny because I'm not in that world, so I think it's interesting to see you be in that world.
It's fun to watch, and like it would be really cool to be able to stream it because like when I love doing new raids, new dungeons, because it's always like they're really good at creating puzzles and platformers in a way, in a situation where 3 people are forced to work together in some capacity, whether it's remembering a symbol or figuring out like what enemy to shoot based on what you're reading from another room. Like it is one of the best communication I guess, what do you call it, an activity,
like a workshop or something. I don't know,
but you know what I mean. It's a great way to
team
work
building
on your communications with your friends, and not want to kill each other. So
well, maybe.
And doing a dungeon like that is really fun for the first time because you don't know how to do it, so you're figuring it out with your friends, and it's always a good time.
So that's awesome.
I'll hop back in the Destiny, and then last, and I won't be able to touch on it much because I haven't played much more of it, and it's not because it's a bad game, but Eternal Strands, hopped into that.
Oh, nice.
And actually have a little bit of some gameplay I recorded from my time with it. I was going to like scrub through a few things. I don't know. Have you heard of Eternal Strands? I almost called you Audrey. Kayla?
It's been a long week and it's only Monday. No, I have. And then I think we actually touched on it on our last drop in, drop out episode that's not out yet, or our special drop episode with our fantasy critic picks.
Yeah.
We talked about Eternal Strains, and I was really intrigued by the trailer because it's kind of goofy. But I was actually going to play it. It's on Game Pass, actually. PC Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass. I was going to download it and play it because I really like the art style. And it seems like something I would enjoy. So I will probably eventually play this. I got it downloaded. I had some technical difficulties, of course, before the show. So I was going to actually play it before. But that's CC said we have Caitlin at home affectionate. That's funny because he said one of the main characters looks like Caitlin from Arcane. But what has your experience been like with this, Jerica, even though it's only a little bit?
Like at a glance, like I've, sometimes you watch a trailer, you see a little bit of gameplay and you're like, oh, that looks like it could be fun. But when you get into it, it's not as fun, right? Well,
yeah, I've been there.
I sort of had that apprehension when I saw this, but then I was reading a little bit about the developer and I was like, dang, they got some veterans in here that have, obviously made a lot of games that I care about. One of the creative directors from BioWare actually left BioWare after like 15 years and came to like co-found this studio, Yellow Brick Games.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, I think it's a small team. I think it's like 50 to 60 folks. And it's been their passion project since like 2020.
Nice.
was intrigued by, hey, okay, got some BioWare in the blood over at the studio, so let me take a gander. So I started playing already, and you saw a little bit of the cutscene earlier. Like I was like, ooh, I like this art style. It's really cool. And this is one of those games you don't have to do a lot of reading, Jake. I feel like that's something that you don't like.
No, he streamed this too.
Great vocal performances. Great. Like all the voice actors in this game are incredible. Like just listening to them, even though, some people can get turned off by this kind of design where it's just, a picture versus a fully animated cutscene. But artistically stunning, voice acting stunning, makes this really easy to digest and get lost in. So I kept asking questions, wanting to know more about this world. It's interesting enough to I'm asking all the questions to, I forget if it's Oriya, I don't know, this owl woman. I'm asking all these questions, trying to understand, what are we doing here? What happened to all the mages or whatever they're called? Sorry, I'm going to butcher all the names of the things. I only played for a little while. But anyways, yeah, I was really intrigued. The story is interesting enough where I'm asking questions and I want to know more. And then, like, talking about the gameplay, it does a few things like differently, and it's not like reinventing the wheel. But immediately I was thinking about, when I started playing, some of the abilities, because the special thing in this game is that you can manipulate like arcane abilities, where you can like control, I don't know if you're like controlling it via gravity. Oh, here we go. Weaver's Grasp. So you can grab objects. That wasn't even timed. My video helped me. Where you can like grab these like exploding bombs and like toss them to melt ice. Like there's like this iced over door area that I was trying to get through. And you can grab those and throw it. And the environment reacts to those things. So like I was trying to figure out why I was catching on fire. It was because I threw one of these bombs and I was sort of stepping. I just saw the redness, but if you step in it, you burn your feet. Nice. So don't step in the fire. That's pretty realistic, huh? And then my second ability I got was like controlling ice. And I got to this point where I fought this dragon and it was really scary. But ultimately, like I was trying to figure out, like, what are you supposed to do here? Are you going to die? Because like I feel like I was dying. This boss was way too intense for me. Like, why am I trying to fight this? Do I need to kill it? Ended up being a cutscene later on. Just you just needed to survive. But I actually figured out a way to like use my ice ability to create like almost like a little ice barrier. So when the dragon used its like flamethrower ability on me,
that's cool.
I was able to block it with the ice that I made. So it's all about like interacting, destroying environments. I thought about Tears of the Kingdom when I was playing, because like how you pick up objects reminds me of that mechanic. Moving device, you can't put them together, I don't think. I mean, there seems to be like 4 or 5 more abilities that you harness as a weaver. I don't know what those could be, but yeah, here in the clip you can sort of see me trying to like figure out, hey, how do I grab things? I don't know what I'm doing here. Here we go. Now I got the rock. I'm gonna toss it. Oh shit, I can throw it. In a second you'll see me throw this too, like literally. Oh, and you can see some of the animation effects too.
They're really cool. I really like the colors. I feel like the colors are very vibrant.
But watch me throw this rock thing. I'm gonna throw it one more time. Yeah, look how far it goes. It just goes.
She just goes.
So cool.
She just goes. Nice.
So I'm gonna keep playing it. The story, the art direction, the gameplay is got me engaged enough to where I want to keep going. I don't want this to end up on my Backlog of Doom. So, but like Kayla said, it's on Game Pass. You also could download like a demo if you'd like. Try it out.
Yeah, that's nice.
Hadn't even made it to the point where it's like you're done with the demo yet, and I played for about an hour. So there you have it.
That's awesome.
That's Eternal Strands, not one of those Death Stranding games.
It does sound like it would be, doesn't it?
Kojima didn't make this one. So, but
sweet.
I like it.
That's awesome. I definitely will be playing it. Whenever I had actually not heard of it until I saw Jake Twitchin streaming it. So I saw him doing it. I was like, oh, that actually looks really cool. So I went to download it, and then you were talking about it. I didn't even know you had played it yet. As far as what I've been playing, I haven't really been playing anything quite new necessarily. I think I talked about this last week, but I am trying my best to get through Neva. Cayman and Patrick from Spotlight were making fun of me, and I'm sure they're here in the chat and will also make fun of me how long it's taken me to play the 4-hour game of Neva. But it's a part of it. I play what I can. I can only play in like small chunks, which you will see as we keep going.
Has the game made you cry yet? Because it just looks like it's sad.
Yes, it is sad, but it's like a beautiful sad. Like it's like not a fun sad. It's like a eloquent sad, I guess. It's not like depressing to play. It's just like very visually interesting. Like if this developer they just do an incredible job. So I'm still working on that. But what has captured my attention, and I feel like I've rambled about this for a while, so I'm not going to keep going. But Dave the Diver, man, it's got me in a chokehold. And I think I'm almost done with or close to, because there is a main story that you can finish. Did you finish the main like story of Dave the Diver?
Okay. So I guess it's technically a little spoiler alert. I think it might be on my backlog because I have it like rolled credits on it.
Oh, yeah. And the DLC comes out allegedly at the end of this year. Dave the Diver into the Jungle.
I will definitely get to that before the DLC drops.
My God, it's a perfect game.
It is.
It's so good. Like I just love it so much. So it's so easy for me to just like after work click it on and just play because it's just so relaxing. But yeah, that's my main two things that I've been doing.
It is like the perfect game though. Like you just want to play something. Like you got a lunch break or you're just wanting to like step away from whatever you're doing. You don't have a lot of time on your hands. Like Dave the Diver is that perfect experience because there's a lot of points where you can pause and like come back to it later. But like a point where you pause might be a different, like you can come back to a different game.
It's easy to do that. Yeah, it is easy.
It's so cool. We should have we need a Dave the Diver podcast.
We do. We and you should finish it and do a spoiler cast. But I imagine it's like kind of like you can finish the main line, but you can still keep playing because if you have no idea, if you're under a rock and you have no idea what this game is, basically you can catch part of your job. And Katronica had a really good point in the chat. Dave the Diver is really underselling how many hats this man wears.
Listen, he does a lot. Dave,
he does a lot.
A man of many, many talents.
Yeah, I mean, there's like some really good conversations about like climate change and earth conservation in this game. And like, but essentially you go fishing during the day and then at night you run a sushi restaurant, very much like a restaurant management type thing. But there's so many things in between here and here. And the game just evolves so much over time. I don't really want to spoil anything because like if you get to a point where you're getting a little bit bored, which I doubt it, trust me when I say like the next day, very well, you could have a totally different thing to do. And that's one of the things I love about it. But that is our easy mode. Let's go ahead and dive into the little bit of Last of Us stuff that we have to discuss today.
Is it time to queue up the slideshow, Kayla? Let me know when it's time.
It's time. We're bringing it in with the Last of Us Season 2 news. We have got a month of April, and I have a feeling, Jerica, soon we're going to get a concrete date soon. What do you think? I think it'll be soon.
Okay, well... It should be soon. They're probably waiting for White Lotus because, like, that's the next show after White Lotus is going to be The Last of Us. And someone said, I mean, I mentioned on the show before, but I keep forgetting to do it before we record, like a loser. Like looking at how many episodes the White Lotus will have, and if whatever the date that comes on, it's going to be the Sunday after it ends. Like that's probably The Last of Us. So. If anyone wants to do that, that's probably going to be the Sunday after the last episode of The White Lotus. That will probably be where you find season 2, episode 1 of The Last of Us.
For sure. Which, speaking of the episode breakdown, Jerica and I have talked on this podcast feed and on ClickerBait podcast feed about our theories. So we won't dive too deep into what we feel like is going to happen in season 2 compared to what happened in the game. But we did get a breakdown of the writing and directing credits for all of the episodes. So here on the screen, you have the only 7 episodes that we get in this season. These better be 90 minutes long, Jerica. I swear to God, I'm going to throw a fit. But also, I understand. And it's a huge production. But this is from Naughty Dog Info on Twitter. I'm sure on other socials as well. But this shows the writing and directing credits. And it leaves some things, think about, right? Maybe light spoilers. We don't have to go deep into it, but there's some important story beats that happen in season 2 and part 2 of the game. So this, I don't know if this changes my mind we talked about the kind of like precipice of, we're just, hold on. Take a pause for like 5 minutes and come back if you don't
come
want.
Come back in 5 minutes if you don't want to be spoiled on The Last of Us.
Part 2.
Spoilers. Okay? Spoilers. Do we need to pin it?
I am doing it right now.
Everyone here, you should go, or just like, don't listen to us for 5 minutes.
Okay. I'm pinning it.
There we go.
Okay. You've been warned. So basically, the big question is, when is the death of Joel going to happen? Is it going to be in the beginning? Is it going to be the end? And Jerica, what do you think? Now, looking at this, does this change your mind any? Does this affect what you think?
Yes.
Okay, what do you think?
I mean, we've sort of tiptoed around the idea, and I might have mentioned it as an option too, but like, I think we're going to get more flashbacks of Abby in this show, learning about who she is, like, and it's going to be it's going to be mysterious. Like, why are they showing us this character? Like, why are we learning about her? How is she going to come into the picture? And alongside the same time, it's going to be Ellie going on this revenge journey. This is my theory. Like, and we're just all trying to figure out what happened. Did something happen to Joel? Why is Ellie pissed off and like going after this girl named Abby? I don't even know if they bring it up. Like, you just know Ellie is going after someone. It is out for blood.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a lot of that. And then near the end, you're going to see why you're following these characters and why Ellie's on this revenge trip. And based on just seeing like the last like season 2 finale, like Neil Druckmann being a part of both the finale and episode 6, leads me to think that, and Hallie
of the actual writing,
like them, like the 2 writers of the show being directly involved with those 2 episodes, makes me think that Joel's demise will be at the end of the season. So
yeah. Interesting. Okay. And I don't know how I feel about that, if I'm being honest. Like, I've been a first episode truther this whole time. But I did at one point say that I felt like if it wasn't going to be the first episode, it would be the last episode.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be like an in-between thing. I was looking up Nina Lopez Corrado because I don't think I've seen that name before. She's directing the finale episode. So I looked it up, and do you know about her?
No, and I'm sorry, I got distracted by the chat. This is what happens when I do read the chat. I quit listening to you like a loser. What did you say? And High Score Weekly has a question that I will answer. I was saying Kayla.
the director of the season 2 finale, Nina Lopez Corrado. I don't feel like I've seen her name before. It's interesting that she's only involved in the last episode. I looked her up. It says that she's done work. She's directed some of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., The Mentalist, Supernatural.
I've seen her name. Like, yeah, that sounds right. I've read her name before.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
But it is interesting that she's not really involved in which I guess there's a couple other people that are directing that aren't necessarily directly involved. But we should definitely address High Score Weekly's chat.
I mean, he has a good question. I like thought through it too. Let me make sure. But like, High Score Weekly says, but doesn't that mess up Ellie's revenge arc? I was like, well, I don't think it does, because you can follow Ellie along, like going with her through it. Sort of like how the game feels like we know why Ellie's going after Abby because we just witnessed it. We just felt it. But like for the show, I think it would be interesting to put Ellie almost like in a what's the word I'm looking for? A villainous role, antagonist role, where she is like, us as an audience, we want her to stop doing what she's doing.
Yeah.
But we don't need to know. We just know that she is after this girl for some reason, or she's going after somebody. I'm not a writer, so I don't know how they come up with that to keep it a mystery. But we're just like, why is Ellie on this rampage? Someone has done her wrong. And as someone that's never played the game, it could be anybody. Like, if I was watching the show and I've never played the game, like, shoot, what happened? What happened? Did something happen to Joel?
Yeah.
Does she have any other family? Does she have any friends? One of the trailers I remember for the game, was a little misleading, thinking, well, one of the very first trailer, they had Joel like in the trailer. It was a red herring to make us think that he was alive and like with her. They swapped the scene with Jesse, which was really interesting. But in one of those episodes, you think, oh my God, does something happen to the girl she was kissing in one of the first trailers that we got to see for this game? Like, did someone kill Dina? And maybe that's why she's going on this rampage. Like,
a lot of questions it leaves.
It can be a mystery for why I think it could be a mystery for why she is like on this path. And us as the audience, we're just strapped in. We're like, oh my God, she was, she starts showing that side of her and near the end of season 1 when she had to fight off David. But like, it is sort of sad to see Ellie being so brutal. You're like, she's such a good person. Why does she have to go this route? So, thank you, affable idiots. We're getting rated.
Yeah, welcome.
Chad Michael Ennis loves Tilu. Great.
Quick PSA for anyone coming. Spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2. Well, I actually think we're past spoilers. I think
they're
I
good.
would say.
They're good.
Yeah, but thank you guys for joining.
Yeah. Anywho, I don't know. I'm not a writer. I am ready for the ride they're about to give us, though.
These
episodes are going to be so juicy. They're going to be so juicy.
I'm so ready. Oh my gosh, I cannot.
I guess I could have been scrolling through some of the new pictures they put out today.
Like, no, that's a whole other thing. We should definitely go through them, Jerica, because they also released new photos, hot off the press, from the actual HBO Max socials. Look at this, Pedro Pascal. Look at him.
Would you look at him?
Just look at him.
Handsome gal. I'd let him wash my truck. You know what I'm saying? He'd wash it. I'd let him. He came up to my doorstep. Yes.
Said, could they save a revenge arc until season 3? They could, but I hope they don't. I hope they don't.
Nah.
I hope they don't. Chad, Mike Ennis said 7 eps. Oh shit! I guess I know they're not telling both sides.
I think they do a little bit, but I think they lean more towards Abby's more than Ellie's.
Yeah,
to make us care, to make us really care for the person that kills the one we love the most. Dang it! I sort of spoiled it, but I didn't name names. Okay. The next photo. I'm pulling it up now, Kayla.
We're done with spoilers, by the way. We're just showing photos from we're now done with spoilers. We are now just talking about the photos, the new photos. And that's all. Just speculation on what scenes they are, but no spoilers. Look at those horses, y'all. Look at them horses. I love a good horse. Look at Ellie and Dina on these horses.
On those horses, just like the game. I love it.
They said those horses got bangs.
They do, don't they?
Yeah. Trap Man said, woo boy, let that man wash my truck.
Let him wash the truck.
And then you've got this one of them in the snow. Who all is that in the snow, Jerica?
Man, it looks like the crew from, is it Utah or Salt Lake City? I forget where they come from. Seattle.
Seattle. Yeah. That's Washington, but close. You know?
I don't know my geography.
Said W's in chat for horses. Let's get some W's for the horse girls out there.
I don't know if that's a good horse sound. I also cannot make a horse sound. So.
Oh no, Katronica said the world's saddest school trip. No, we said no spoilers. It's okay. You don't know what happens, but yeah. So that's the whole squad. These photos look so good. Oh my god,
mine's blown.
Like
they're doing something different from the game here. How will it affect everything? It will affect everything. Oh, it won't affect everything, but it will affect everyone's mental capabilities to carry out what they're trying to do. Tommy's got a son now.
Yeah.
He didn't have a son in the game. So what are we thinking? Yeah. That makes things a little bit more complicated.
It does. It makes things a little bit more heart-wrenching.
If you got goals in mind that don't involve your wife and your child, the wife's not going to be happy, you know? So I'm eager to see how this shapes out for Tommy.
Me too.
Gosh, me too. I love, good job. I'm ready. It's another layer. That's why I love when there's a show about a video game I love, or, you know, just something. I know it doesn't happen often, but we're seeing more of it. I love a good retelling, but I love when there's just little variations that don't really, you know, change the story per se, but gives us another layer. for our characters to feel the demise even harder. So,
okay. Yay, we needed more. Oh my gosh. But yeah, definitely if you're joining late, we do have a whole separate podcast called ClickerBait where you can find all of our theories, all of our deep dives into season 1, and we will be doing that for season 2 as soon as we get the announcement for the dates. We will be letting you know. But we do have our expert mode to dive into, our main topic, if you will. We're going to be talking about our Backlogs of Doom.
Doom.
Ooh. And you may be thinking, Doom, the game? Maybe. Who knows? It might be on here. But basically our Backlog of Doom, we've been doing this for years. Me and Jerica it's something that we started, I think, in the first year of our podcast. Yeah. And if you've been here before for a Backlog of Doom, it definitely has evolved over time. There are some rules, if you will, of what qualifies to be on the backlog. And we have some submissions for you guys as well, from you guys as well. But here's some of our rules in the past of what we consider to be the backlog and what allows something to be on it. Our last installment was July 27th, 2023. So about a year and a half has passed since our last one. A lot can happen in that time frame. Before that, we did January 2022 was the one before that. So typically in the past, it'd be about a year or so in between episodes. So as far as what was on
did Hunter blow his nose?
No, that was the door of Hunter.
I was hoping Hunter was blowing his nose, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard him make any sound out of his body.
F in chat for my door squeaking. F in chat. No, but the Backlog of Doom has a couple of different outliers, right? So it's a game that has sat unplayed on your list for at least 5 to 6 months, I think is what we said before. So you've downloaded it, you've played it for, I would say, at least an hour or so. And it can include free games too. So it doesn't necessarily have to be it's worse if you spent money on it and it's sat there, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. Even if you've downloaded a game and it's just sat in your catalog.
I think if you download it, you play it, and you're like, I like this game. Some of these I sit down, I love this game. We'll get to one in a minute that just probably God should strike me down right now because I'm lying when I say I'm a gamer. That's truly what this episode's about to be. That should be the title of this episode. Jerica lied, she don't play games. That's going to be the name of the episode. After you hear what I have to say that's on my Backlog of Doom. I might not come out of this alive. The chat might literally come out of my monitor and kill me. So I'm prepared.
I'm very intrigued to see what is on here because I don't know. Jerica's hidden her list from me.
I'm a gamer.
I know her games from last year, which so that's part of the rules. Is you haven't picked it up. Things do eventually have to be retired from the backlog. So if you've come to the understanding of hey, I'm not gonna play this anymore. I know that I'm not gonna come back to it. It can be retired from the list. Which we have done over the years. We've retired things from the list. But it also has to be a game with a story. So it can't really it doesn't really count for it to be a multiplayer or an FPS type game. Because yes, those can go on the backlog, but it doesn't necessarily count, I feel. Because it's not you don't have an end goal in sight. And then also one thing we did clarify with Final Fantasy 16, the last episode, was playing the demo and not the game doesn't necessarily count because you were just tasting it. You were just doing a little taste. Dan Goodshow said the backlog never retires. And we do already have some of the chat giving their own. Keep doing that because we will come back to that. But Chad in the chat said Resident Evil 4 PSVR is 100% my Backlog of Doom game by that description. Played it for 2 hours, loved it, and wanted to get back, but never did. And yeah, High Score Weekly brings up a good point, which we should start with this.
Okay.
He says, I'm supportive of backlogs. Don't even stress about it. That is true. And I do think especially Jerica and I being gaming content creators, it's tough because you want to be playing the things that are new and the things that are out to be able to speak to them and be able to understand the games that are new, what's coming out, what is popular. But also then you have the games that are older that you want to still get to, things that are on the backlog, things that came out in previous years. So it's a lot of having to juggle, and all of us have limited hours in the day. All of us are adults that have lives. Like Jerica said, she wanted to spend time with her girlfriend. So you had to do that on video games.
But not really. Thanks
I'm a baby adult.
We're babies.
But all that to say, if you're listening to this and you're like, man, I'm like ashamed, don't actually be ashamed. This is all good fun. We like to have a little laugh, and it actually helps. Me and Jerica were actually talking. It helps kind of look at the trajectory of the year and like, what of this do you want to kind of like plug and play into?
And let's be smart. If there's a game on this list that we're serious, we're going to commit to, like, let's play it.
Yeah.
Future
for sure.
Me.
Play it.
This is the past Jerica speaking to you. I just want you to remember this commitment you're making today on what is today, February 3rd, 2025. That if you commit to any of these games that are on your backlog of doom, you're going to complete them. The games. I will make at least 2 game commitments saying I will take these off my list this year. I think that's fair. 2 games.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games coming out this year. I think I can say 2 games. Maybe 3, depending on the length of the games that are getting added to this backlog.
Yeah, for sure. But also, Jones Singh, I don't know how to say your whole name again. I'll get used to it eventually.
Simba.
Yeah. Said, I still haven't played The Last of Us Part 2, despite Part 1 being my favorite game. Oh my gosh, you have to play it. Long story as to why, but I really want to get to it before the show. Oh my gosh, you need to play it. It's amazing. 100% need to play it.
It's a fun ride.
It's a ride. It's a ride for sure. You can call me Simba. Okay, good. Simba in the chat.
To be king. Is that
perfect.
The song? That's me.
I just can't
I don't know Disney, but I think that's part of the song.
But let's review our last installment. So Jerica, have you looked through this yet to see what was on or you have your note from what was on your list last year? Do you want to run through your list?
I was a good girl and made a note saying Backlog of Doom, and I made another one. I made another one just to say new Backlog of Doom 2025. Perfect. So I could add and adjust those as needed. So I'm going to go ahead and say not too many got added to the list. Not too many.
Yeah. Is there anything that got removed from your old list?
Yes. Cyberpunk is off the list. Okay. You can take Cyberpunk off of there.
Okay.
I don't know what I mean by Call of Duty complete. No, maybe that was from last year. I completed whatever the Call of Duty was on this date. Okay. Or at that point in time. But I finished that. I marked that off last time, so that doesn't count. I still have the last boss in Shadow of the Colossus remake. I'm on the last one. And I've done it before. I feel like it's just... I don't know why. I just keep forgetting about that. I need to go. I think that's a commitment I can make.
That's pretty
I haven't played it in a long time, but I should go in there and go straight. I should beat the last boss.
Yeah,
in the game.
You should. You can do that.
I like how I have Animal Crossing on this list. You can't really beat that game.
Exactly. So when I went through and watched our last episode, you did take that off in the episode. We decided that didn't count because that was one of the things.
old list. I'm using the list that came after the new list, which I didn't write down. Let's see. I guess I can. I mean, I haven't beat Dave the Diver.
Yeah, I would say that counts as you not beating it.
Okay. Didn't. I beat Cyberpunk.
You did. But the couple of other things that I wanted to ask you about, because you did promise Greg Miller that you would finish FF16. Did you finish FF16?
Yeah, absolutely. I really did. Nice. I love that game. It was great. I never got to the DLC, but yeah, I beat that game.
That actually was on your list for the last episode.
Well, so dang, I thought, I know you made me notes. I'm going off my own notes. I'm not using the notes that Kayla provided me. She did my own research for me. Once again, I'm not lying. Kayla does a lot for me that she shouldn't have to.
No, it's okay. You have your brain dump notes.
I'm referencing your list now. So because you have a better grasp on what I've played in my whole life. Let's see.
Let me go.
I did start Titanfall 2. That's going to stay on the list. I picked up The Witcher again. The Witcher 3 is just going to keep being on this list. Maybe it can come off the list before the fourth one comes out.
But you've made a good chunk in that one, though. You've been playing that.
Yeah, I made a lot of progress. But yeah, I'm glad to say I got to Cyberpunk. You should be proud of that. Phantom Liberty is what drove me over and maybe finish that game. And it was a good time. I'm glad I came back to it.
Nice.
What about you? Did you take anything off of your list, Kayla?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't. And here's the thing. Weirdly enough, my list last year was not very long. But that's probably because I wasn't playing that much in 2023. I had actually 2023 is the year that I got my PC actually from you. So I was kind of new. So I was in a phase where I was downloading a bunch of stuff and like just playing it for a little bit of time. I do have a good bit that I'm adding, not a ton, but enough. Like I have more to add this year than I do that I had to take off last year. So Deathloop was on my list last year. It's still on there. I don't know if I'll ever come back to it just because like I just don't know if it's the right game for me.
Should we have a segment? I'm sorry to interrupt, but should we have a segment where we put it out to die?
Yeah. This is dead.
Okay, that game's dead. Because there's a few on my list that I think I just want to like just
retire.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
As we go on, we remember.
Yeah, we'll put that one out into the graveyard, or
it's yeeted. You know what else is yeeted?
What?
Jerica?
Yes.
Hi-Fi Rush. I started it, and it won a lot of awards in that year that it came out. But I'm just not a rhythm game gal.
I'm not really either. It's hard. But rhythm is hard. It's okay. I don't know if is rhythm easy for you. Is it the rhythm part of the game, or was it something else? Do you remember?
No, it was the rhythm part. But here's the thing too: is like I really enjoyed the art style of Hi-Fi Rush. I liked a lot about it. And the rhythm game aspects of it are actually pretty interesting because you can tailor it pretty well to like be more accessible.
Yeah.
But I just didn't necessarily enjoy the main aspects of it. But another game that was on my list that I do want to, that one can go to die as well. Goodbye. There it goes. Goodbye. Hi-Fi Rush. But one thing I actually do want to get to that is on the list still, so I'm going to leave these last two on the list. Melatonin is a game that I started. It's so cute. It's like a lo-fi rhythm game. This one's a little bit different, and I think kind of breaks the mold of like what I don't like about other ones because it's very cute. It's very chill. And it's something that I want to get back to. I like to support indie games. So that one I'm leaving on. I'll leave that on. And you know what else? A big game that I need to finish that I paid full price for and did not finish. Horizon Forbidden West.
Dang. That one has to stay.
It's staying.
I'll go ahead and say this. That's a lot of game. And I remember at some point I did get a little irritated because I feel like some of the leveling of your gear in that game, I could be wrong, but it felt like a little too much. The certain critter that you needed the scale from was just really freaking hard to find, and it was a rare piece. Like it was like a rare drop from that robot dinosaur thing. And like I just want to level up the gear. I'm like, I give up. I'm not gonna get the trophies for this one. Like it's just not gonna happen. But it's a good playthrough. Like at some point you just gotta say I'm gonna mainline this and get through it.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's fun. I really enjoyed that game. It was a technical marvel for sure.
It is. Yeah. And they added a lot of really cool stuff. I love the story of those games. I finished the first one and completed the first one. So I will get back to it. It's still installed on the PlayStation.
It's actually really freaking good.
Did you finish
Burning
the DLC?
Shores? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Good.
Really, really good. There's obvious reasons why you think I might like it if you know about it. But besides that, it's actually also really fun to play. And there's a whole different like technology introduced for like the sky and like how, because I don't know if spoiler alert, you get a critter that you can ride into the sky, and it's really freaking cool. It's so made in the clouds, best looking clouds I've ever seen in a game. Like,
oh yeah, I remember.
Remember me talking about the clouds?
Yeah. I do.
But yeah, the DLC is really good.
Cool.
It's a good story.
High Score Weekly, you have a good point, okay? Where you just play for the story, so don't worry about the gear. But you kind of it's kind of essential to level up your gear in this game. Otherwise, you're going to get absolutely wrecked, like at all times.
Yeah, you could maybe turn down your difficulty, but it gets tough. That game,
it's hard.
I know I'm not like playing all the hardest games out there, but I will say like Forbidden West got tough for me. It got tough.
Don't ever be afraid to lower the difficulty level.
You might just have to. And
you might have to. High Score Weekly said put it on easy.
Let's put it on easy.
Sometimes I do. I'm not gatekeeping. I will sometimes every now and then. But I like now that games have the ability to like switch back and forth, because that's always nice to be able to like I play on easy now. I don't need the drama.
Yeah, I need that on a shirt. I'd wear it.
So that's all of my older additions. Jerica, I would like to know what your new additions to your backlog are. What's the 2025 updates?
So start with the one that just makes me it literally tells the world I'm not a gamer. So I'm a disappointment. I am a skid mark on this planet because I haven't beaten this game. I am, truly. Like, I am okay. I will say this. I am a piece of shit because I haven't beat this game. No, Kayla, don't be nice to me. When you hear it, you're going to be mad. Well, you won't be mad because you're just like, you're Kayla and you get it. You're nice and you're supportive and good for my mental health and a good supportive friend because you're just nice. But the rest of the world, you can be mean to me. This game, and I promise, it is my priority. I guess the Long Dark can be added to the list too, because I really like that. I need to quit playing The Witcher. I need to quit playing The Long Dark. I need to quit playing this new Strand game. I need to quit playing Destiny and finally beat Astrobot, because it was my game of the year and I haven't even beaten it because I'm a big loser. But I could tell just from the first few levels I've played, game of the year. It's phenomenal. Yeah. I don't think I want to go back to it. I think the thing with it is like, it's sort of like I haven't wanted to rewatch Arcane. I've only watched Arcane once, and technically twice. It was the quickest rewatch in the history of rewatches. So like we could do the show, the JK Games episode where we talk about Arcane in it was like an hour and a half, but we condensed it a whole lot. Mm-hmm. But I think it's like that because like I really want to rewatch season 2 of Arcane. But I don't want to do it yet because I just know it makes me, I don't want to beat Astrobot because then it's just over for a long time probably, and it's just really special. And every time I pick it up, I play one new level and I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. But then I just quit playing because I'm like, Astrobot is on my backlog of Doom and that's just really shitty. I'm a shitty gamer. That's it. I say it myself.
You're still in the grace window for Astrobot because it came out so recently.
I've been on so many shows talking about game of the year, and it's who'd you vote for? Who'd you pick? Jerica Astrobot. And I'm glad no one's asked me, what do you think about the ending? I don't know how it ends. I don't know. I don't know.
Like we talked about, it's hard sometimes to prioritize what to play especially when you're like in the mood for a certain thing. But if it makes you feel any better, I haven't
my whole life last year in Destiny 2. Those time suckers right there. Great time.
For sure.
Took all my time.
So that's on there.
What else is on? No, there's a list. There's a list of games, Kayla, that I'm adding to my list.
Oh, no. No.
Metaphor Refantasio is on there because I did play a good hour and a half of that, and it's a really good game, and I really want to keep playing it.
It looks great.
It's just a commitment. This game's going to probably be long, and it's a lot of... If you ever heard of a Persona game, it takes you like 200-300 hours to beat. I'm sure this is the same thing. Atlas games. But this one's gonna be on here, and I think it's funny for me to bring it up. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out to die because I know I'm not gonna beat it. I don't have time to be smart. I have time to be semi-smart. Okay. And Animal Well is on my backlog of Doom. I played enough of it and I like it. I don't know if I love it, but I like it. I would love it if I had the knowledge to beat it. So I don't think I'm going to come back to this. I watched Audrey play like most of it. So that's sort of like my playthrough was through her. And I'm not going to beat that. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to.
Tears shed for our friend Cognitive Clips, who's this like favorite game of all time.
Listen, it's one of my favorite games too.
Yeah.
I'm never going to beat that. So
yeah.
Technically Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So I resubscribed to
Oh.
Game Pass. That's why I started playing Doom Eternal again. Because that's
Yeah.
also on my backlog of Doom. No jokes there. Doom Eternal, it's been on there. I resubscribed so I could try Indiana Jones, and I probably played about 45 minutes to an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'll get back to it. I'm not like hankering for it. It's just the gameplay is not my cup of tea, but I keep hearing nothing but great things about the story. So I want to see what that's about.
Nice.
And then Silent Hill 2's on there, the remake. I played like 3.5 hours of this and was having a blast.
I remember that.
I don't know when this came out, but it had to have been close to Dragon Age or like Destiny. Or something else came out that just took up all my time, and I'm pretty sure it's probably like, it's gotta be Dragon Age or something. I don't know.
Yeah. That checks out. You put a lot of hours into that, which I'm very impressed by what you were able to do with that game. So I don't no blame placed.
All right.
No blame.
That is Dredge. And that's the one I wanted to bring up to you.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that you really enjoyed that.
Dredge. I want to get back to this. My commitment. Dredge. I think I'm gonna be really realistic. Astrobot is a given. I don't even think I need to add that on the list. It's gonna be beaten soon. But Dredge, I want to put that one. It deserves a priority slot for me this year.
Nice.
I'm going to get to Dredge and I'm going to play that and beat it. I'm going to beat that game. I probably put like 4 to 6 hours into that one.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, and I think you dig it. You know, talking about Dave the Diver. You know, I don't know if you've seen gameplay of Dredge, but check it out. And you got this little ship. You got to manage like repairing your ship, and there's inventory management. There's so much things you can like pull from the sea to put on your ship. And then, of course, there's this eerie story that's interesting. And you can like take your boat around all these little islands and towns and talk to the townspeople, help them complete quests and stuff. But I like the adventure of being a fisherman. You know, there seems to be a trend there, and maybe we're in the wrong profession, Kayla. Maybe we need to get a boat and start hauling in some stuff. You know,
go swimming. I'm ready to dive.
Yeah.
I'm ready to dive in. Well, cool. I know you said one of your goals this year is to do some smaller games, right? Because I know you normally tackle the big old games. You want to do some smaller ones?
I want smaller games. I don't need to be trying to romance someone for 40 hours plus. I've done that before. I don't want to do it again.
That's awesome. Well, I don't have a ton to add, mainly because I haven't, be real, I haven't played a lot. I have beaten a couple of games since then. I also have Animal Well on my list. I'm so sorry, everyone. It's not that the game style I do think is appealing and I'm interested, but it is tough. Like some of the puzzles are a little tough. One thing about me is I'm a rage quitter. I'm a rage quitter, and that's what happened, I think, with Horizon Forbidden West and why it's on there. When something gets tough, I have a hard time. I'm a vibes gamer. I'm a cozy vibes, low stakes gamer. So sometimes when games are intense, and Animal Well is not intense, it's still cozy and like cool vibes, but some of the puzzles are a little difficult. And I'm also I am not one to shy away from looking up a guide. I love a good guide every now and then. I will look it up. Another one that I'm ashamed, these next 3, Jerica, I'm ashamed that these are on my list. And I know you're going to be mad because...
I'm going to no. You know, I'm not. We're good friends. We're not going to meet each other.
I know.
But you never know what gamer might find their way onto this content and call us fake gamers. Not because we're women. That'll be another reason. That'll be the first reason we're getting the comment. But the second one would be like, y'all don't play games. Y'all are fake gamers. But bring it on. I like to see them have a job and do all this, feed their dogs on time, clean their butts. My armpit doesn't stink. I bet yours does. Whoever's leaving that comment, your armpit stinks.
You potential future commenter.
The gamers.
You remember that? Do you remember that article that came out during like COVID times of games that women play?
Candy Crush was like number one.
Farmville,
Candy Crush.
Yeah.
That's what that's what the gal gamers love.
The gal gamers. We love us some Candy Crush, y'all. No offense if you do. But so Little Nightmares 2 is on my list, unfortunately, which is so disappointing because that's like my type of game. You know what I mean? But I'm committing. I will finish that one this year for sure.
And the third one's coming.
Yeah, exactly. I have to beat it before the next one comes out. And I love this game. And I streamed some of it actually, and I might get back to doing that. Another game that I streamed and I loved and didn't beat is Inscription, Jerica. I know.
I'm not mad because it's a
You're just disappointed.
No, and I'm not. Like, it's a different kind of game. And I hope Josh, did you? Yeah, well, I've just put out his real name. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that. So now he might not want to respond. But I suggested that game to Josh.
Yeah, you did.
Because I know it'd be right up his alley. That's one of my... we will need to do this, and I say this every time we talk about Inscription, where I want to do like my favorite games of all time at some point podcast and just sort of break it down. That'd be like force me to actually put a number on where it ranks. And God, like Inscription, such a good game, but it's very weird. And if you don't like card games or roguelikes, then, you might fall off of it. So, like, what do you think? Maybe did something else come out, or why'd you put it down?
I don't know. I think, like, I think something else came out. I'm trying to remember what, because I was playing this pretty consistently last year around, like, spooky time, I think. What came out in, like, October of last year? Was it Life is Strange? No, that was towards... No. Yeah, I think it was. Well, I don't know. Maybe? Something came out that distracted me. I think I was prepping for the new Life is Strange. I was playing some of the older ones. But either way, I'm going to get back to it. It is a little difficult sometimes with the puzzles.
There's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to get back to that. I had to look up a couple things. So it's okay. If you need just to look up something, you should do it just so you can progress the game, just to see what happens. Yeah. It's one of those that you don't want to, if you've never played Inscription, don't look up anything about it. Go in blind as you can, because it's such a ride. It's such a surprise and delight. Yeah. And, it's like Dave the Diver fun for me. Like,
oh, yeah. See, I got to get back. That's on the list. I'm committing.
Cool. It's cool.
I'm committing. Little Nightmares 2 and Inscription. I'll finish both of those.
It's a different type of fun, but it hits the same kind of adrenaline rush I get. Both games trigger something primal in me.
For those who don't know, Inscription is, again, don't look anything up, but it's like a kind of spooky, like card collecting game. Yeah. But it's very interesting, very unique experience. So definitely you should check it out. Simba in the chat actually said, it's interesting that Supermassive is making Little Nightmares 3. I actually didn't know that. Yeah. That is interesting.
Me neither.
Huh. And then let's see what else. I got Alan Wake 2 on there, Jerica. It's on my backlog.
That's okay.
It's on there.
As long as you get to that point at some point, so we could talk about it. There's a part in that game that's going to surprise you. You're like, wow, where did that come from? And that's pretty neat. And that is exactly what Jerica's talking about. That's a good game. Amazing. That might need to be a top shelf priority for you.
Top shelf. Put
it on easy and just play. Just play through it. I haven't touched the DLC, so I don't have to add it in my backlog of Doom, but there's like at least two DLC situations that I want to get to. So
yeah. And I played a good bit of it. I would say I have played, like, how many hours do you think it is total? I feel like I've played like 10 hours.
It's probably a 30 to 40 hour game. Let me confirm. Let's see how good my memory is, which we know is shitty.
10 to 15 hours of it. So a decent amount. But I'm curious to see what the full length is. It's very interesting. Very, like, dark. My vibe. Katronic said pink.
Way less than I thought. 19 hours to complete if you focus on main objectives, or about 31 hours for 100%. So it's not that long.
I am a main objective gal, pretty much always. One thing about me is I don't do a lot of side quests. And if I do, I really love the game.
Yeah.
So that's on there. I will prioritize that one. Also on here is Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is on here, the campaign. And I love a Call of Duty campaign.
I might have to add that to mine too, because I did start that, but I don't think I played it long enough to say it should be on my list. Because like I just wanted to see how it ran on the PS5 Pro. I think that's what I was doing a technical demo. I think that's what you can call it.
A technical demo.
It was a technical demo.
Of course. That's on there for me, and I'm a Black Ops fan, so I feel disappointed in myself for that one, but it's okay. I'll get to it eventually. I did start it. I did enjoy what I played. And then we have another game that I was really excited about last year, I think. Harmony, The Fall of Revere. It is actually from the creators of Life is Strange. I think it's Donod was the one who did that. Yeah, Donod did this one. This is interesting because it's like a narrative kind of like visual storytelling. Yeah. And there is some like gameplay elements to it, but it's mostly like a visual novel kind of thing. So it really doesn't take a lot of effort to play. It's just, I think a situation kind of happened like I've experienced before where something else came out that took priority in my brain. I still haven't downloaded. I might eventually go back to this, but it's a very beautiful. The character design is really good in this one. But yeah, so that's all of my backlog. That's all of my 2025 backlog. Not anything, there's some big games that are internal, like not disappointment, because like I said, you shouldn't feel bad for not finishing games. But I do think a lot of these still are very suited to my taste, and the fact that I haven't gotten to them is sad because I know I would love them.
Yeah.
So that's why it's disappointing, because I know that I would really enjoy it if I actually finished it. Yeah.
I mean, I literally have no excuse to why I haven't beaten Astrobot, because that game deserves every playthrough. But my excuse is that I don't want it to ever be over. So
yeah, I mean, that's a fair excuse for sure. We do have some submissions from some of our listeners. Thank you, those who have put it in the chat, but also some people answered on Instagram, which you should go follow us.
Added like a comment. Please make me feel better about my list, please.
Yeah,
thanks.
That too. 100%. And then also, if you're joining later in the show, we have a pinned comment to our newest adventure on Twitch, dropindropoutpod.com for all info, our new podcast with our collaborative friends. Check that out if you haven't already. We do have 2 episodes out, episode 0 and then episode 1. And then we'll also be coming out with content every single Thursday live, and you'll still have JK Games live on Mondays. But here's our submissions from our friends. Yes.
I'm going to start being good before you go into that. Dude, we got a sub at the beginning of this, right? Was it Dan Good Show? What was happening? Did we get...
There was a lot of subs. We had gifted subs from High Score Weekly and Cognitive Clips, and then we had a resub from Campos 63.
What was the rule with the dance? I'm not dancing tonight. I'm going to say this. I don't feel like dancing tonight. I'm gassy. You don't want me dancing right now. And I don't know how to...
We only had 4, so technically we needed 1 more to get 5 subs and get Luann out. Not dancing tonight,
but it would be an ode dance for the next episode. So
okay.
If you don't know, I dance for subs. Mm-hmm.
She does. It's great.
A little extra if you send me a tuna sub. So
hey,
I love a tuna sub. I love tuna sandwiches. Divide.
I do too. I love a chicken salad sandwich.
Me too. I am a salad, like picnic food gal. Anything that you might see at a Super Bowl party or a barbecue.
Finger foods.
It's so good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Continue on with everybody else's backlog of Doom games.
The French Dip Design, who was in here earlier, said, I've never played a FromSoft game and I'm scared to start one. I understand.
Yeah. I guess technically Elden Ring's on mine too. I forget about games I've played, and I did that for fun because I have to mention that because we streamed it. It's just really fucking hard for me. Like, it's so hard. People that are good at those games, amazed by you. But yeah. Don't sweat it.
Maybe I'm amazed by you.
That one can go out to die. I'll never get to it.
Oh, yeah. And then Peace Wishy said Metroid Prime is my big one. Keep it meaning to finally stream it with CC Cognitive Clips and keep not doing it.
That sounds like a commitment.
Tough.
No, you need to be on the top shelf. Commitment for the year. Top shelf.
Speaking of CC Cognitive Clips, our BFF said Persona 3 Reload and Kunitsugami are my most recent backlogs. I respect that. Personas are big games, so
they're massive.
At one point, Persona 5 was at one point on my backlog before it went to die. I would love to eventually go back, but it died. I just set myself up for failure there. You guys know that's not a me game. Why did I do that?
No, it's not. It's not.
Why did I do that? The Dan Good Show, who is still present, said Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I need to play them both so bad. So little time.
Yeah.
Understood. Yep. Well, that is all of our submissions from you guys. And definitely feel free, if you're listening to this after the fact, to comment what your backlog is and what your commitments are. If you have a commitment that you want to stick to
if you're having commitment
for this year,
let us know. Maybe we can offer some advice. Actually not, because our lists just keep growing. And I only removed one from my list. So I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, so
we're not balancing this episode with like all the new games we beat, or all the games we completed. Might need to balance this out. Makes us feel less bad, because we're also, some of us are beating games. Might be just like 3, but they're massive games,
Yeah, especially you with the big old games. I beat a couple games last year, but they weren't necessarily big old.
They still count. If you get credits, you finished a game.
Yeah.
That's
and
the rule.
Honestly, if you're here, one of our founding pillars of JK Games is games being.
Oh, okay.
We do.
Okay,
we do. You still, you do.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
We want. Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah, I'm hearing it.
That's my head.
That's the answer. But it's being sent through your mouth.
Is that gaming is accessible to everyone, should be accessible to everyone, no matter what level you're playing at. You're doing a great job, so don't worry. You're totally fine. But what you should do is go and follow us on all of our socials, and you should come back next time.
Please come back. Come hang out with us. The world is also I don't even know what to call the world right now and what kind of difficulty it is. It has exceeded. It's tough. I don't even want to use the word expert because that makes it sound smart. The world's a big, dumb, hard expert, non-expert mode right now. Piece of poop. And the whole world basically hasn't played Astrobot. That's the problem. More people need to play Astrobot and they'd be a better place. So yeah, like and subscribe with us if you want us to help you feel better about yourself. And yeah, life's hard. Come here.
It is tough out here.
Come here
give
and
us a
listen to
hug.
us talk about our random things and hugging giraffes. We're here.